Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode, powered by Perfect Sports Nutrition, is tips and tricks to help you out defensively, and you're probably not doing them, so make sure you watch the entire video. In today's episode, we're talking about tips and tricks to help you out defensively. Now, a big part of everybody is offensive. Everyone likes to be offensive, hitting things, knocking people out. Yes, that's the fun part of the sport, but defensively, we all need to get better. Even at the highest level, you can always work on your defense. Just as you can work on your offense, we need to put that time and effort defensively so we get hit less, we can have a longer career, and we can enjoy martial arts for our entire life. So, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks. I'm gonna give you 4 today that should help you out. Now, the main thing I see with a lot of people when it comes defensively, even at a higher level, is just not understanding the eyes a little bit. So what's happening now is they're moving too much, spazzing too much, and kind of biting on feints a lot more. So the main thing I want to work on is the eye control and the distance. So one of the drills I like to do with this is I'm going to have Izzy keep her hands a little bit lower, and I'm just going to keep popping out my jab or my straight punches, and she needs to get as close as she can to my punches so that her forehead just touches my glove, okay? So she can work her way a little closer until she kind of feels it, okay? And it's just, you can see she's forcing to keep her eyes nice and open, and I'm gonna keep trying to get a little closer, yeah? And then she can just get there and just work on her eyes. Now the key thing is what happens a lot of times, a lot of fighters will start closing their eyes. And once you close your eyes and turn your head, this is where you get into trouble. So keeping your eyes as open as possible and still allowing the punches to touch your head is important. Now you'll also notice when we first start the drill, right, Izzy's nice and far, okay? And what she does is she slowly with her footwork works her way in to the point where we're just touching, okay? Okay, there we go. Now we just found the touch. So she starts from further out, and then she works her way, just getting to the point where she's keeping her eyes open, and I'm able to just get to the point where I'm just touching her forehead. Okay, so perfect drill to get your eyes getting relaxed and staying calm in there. Okay, so that's tip number 1 to help you out. Keep those eyes open and just find that range where you can walk yourself in. Now, tip 2, I always talk about defensively. There's different types of defense, and mixing them is so important, okay? So when I'm on the outside, so we're going to get Izzy to throw a 1, 2, 3 here. So again, I could move my feet is the safest, but you'll see my hand position, okay? And this is the whole purpose of our tip number 2. So when I'm on the outside, I'm here. She throws again. I can keep my hands down because I'm not in danger. But as I start working my way closer and she throws the 1, 2, 3, I'm going to start using a parry. Now the tip here for you is knowing that my distance is getting closer to my opponent, I don't want to have my hands so low. Again, I can move my head. So if I'm coming inside and she throws the 1, 2, 3, okay, I can be here because I'm using head movement. But if I'm deciding to use my parry, I need to make sure my hands are up, or high guard. So the big mistake I see people make is the 1, 2, 3 will come, and then they drop their hands to here, then the 3 punches come again, and then the hands come up. So you're getting a lot of hand travel. You're waiting here, and then you're lifting your hands. You're blocking it fine, but your hand's coming here. So this moment to bring your hands up to block, it's taking too long. So if I know I want to parry, already my hands are going to be at a higher position, okay? So on the outside, I can be relaxed. As I step in here, I'm staying a little higher now, right? So this way I don't have to move my hands up and down, up and down. It's too much travel, too slow defensively, and it's just not nice for you, okay? So I can here, hands are up. Now, even if I high guard, I'm here. Okay, I'm not going to put my hands here and then wait. Okay, I'm going to keep my hands in the height and the position of the defense that I'm working on, okay? But like I said, you don't always have to have high guard or parries on the inside. If I'm deciding to move my head in mid-range, my hands could kind of be anywhere they want, but I have to rely on my head movement to stay safe from the punches, okay? So keep your hands closer to the defense you're using. If you're using that peekaboo style here, I'm not going to have my hands here because even when I want to counter after, I'm not in a great position to counter. So I need to make sure my hands are always in a position to defend and to be able to counter right after, okay? So understanding range and defense and keeping your hands there, very important, okay? Now this moves us on to tip number 3, which is breathing. Yes, breathing. Now, the biggest thing happens when you offensively strike. Everything's with breathing. So, right? You breathe. The same thing needs to happen defensively. Even if I take punches off the arm or if I get hit, I need to make sure I breathe. So if Izzy throws this 1, 2, 3, I make sure, okay, I'm breathing nice and even if sometimes I move and she attacks, I'm still breathing, I'm catching my breath, and then we go again. Okay, catching and breathing at the same time. This allows me to recover, allows me to breathe well, and if I just hold my breath every time she attacks, my gas tank's gonna get lower and lower. Then by the end of the fight, I'm exhausted just being defensive and holding my breath by being kind of shelled up. So making sure you breathe in your defense is the most important thing you can do, okay? And now if you're a new fighter going into your first fights, the main thing you got to learn in your warm-up during your fight is learn to breathe as much as possible, okay? But the main point is you got to breathe defensively just like you do offensively, okay? Very important part. Now for my 4th tip and trick, the problem what happens now is training the eyes, defense. What happens is we always tend to move backwards and then kind of lift up and put ourselves in a compromised position. So one of my favorite drills is I like to get my fighters against the wall or the ropes. Today we're going to use the bag. This way they can't move backwards, right? I don't want the habit of doing this because if I move backwards in this position, I'm opening up my legs, my body, my chin is up on a platter, my lower back's compromised in this position. I'm not in a good counter power style. So by putting your partner or your fighter against the wall or the cage or the ropes or something where they can't move backwards is important. Now, from this drill, what we like to do is we start with our jab. And from the jab, her hands can be everywhere and she's gonna mix and match. Sometimes she's gonna use a parry, a wedge, head movement, but she needs to stay nice and sharp. Okay, I can throw it as a single, a double. I can just keep pumping them out for her, okay? And we're just working positions. After that, I'll throw a jab, and then I go 1, 2, okay? So jab, 1, 2. Now my idea is I'm punching straight down the middle, and she's gonna use different defense to kind of get comfortable. And you can see she's not moving backwards, so she's forced to lower her base in a proper way. She's not moving backwards. You see when she's moving her head, she puts her butt behind her, so she's in a position to counter, okay? Now the way I progress this drill is I like to throw a jab first, right? The jab cross, and then jab cross hook, okay? And then we just repeat it. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And you can see how she uses different types of defense, right, to be able to block all of the shots. Now, as we progress from it, then we can build in counters when they're ready. I don't suggest countering every time, but when you're in a position to counter, she can counter. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, yep, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, yep. She just counters on her own time. So we're working on all of the tips that we talked about. Now this drill is very nice because tip 1 was keep your eyes open. She can't move backwards, so her eyes are getting worked, right? Tip 2, right? She's keeping her hands in a position she knows she's gonna defend. If her hands are down, she's not lifting them so high and wasting that time. She doesn't have that time because I'm punching quicker. So what does she do? If her hands are down, she relies on her head movement. When her hands are up, she uses more of a wedge style, which works. And while she's doing the drill, every time I'm punching, she's breathing, right? And this drill here, she can't move backwards, and she's building in her counters. So you can see defensively now, by not doing this, right, and staying here, she's in a better offensive, defensive position to block, defend, counter. She's just in an overall better position with her eyes, her breathing, and her stance, all right? Hope these tips and tricks helped you out. Make sure you keep liking, subscribing, and sharing Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. And make sure you support the channel by supporting our sponsors. We have Perfect Sports Nutrition, all your supplement needs. My dailies are my BCAAs and my proteins. Use code Bazooka20 to get 20% off your own Perfect Sports supplements. And we have Hayabusa by going to Hayabusa Fight, linked in the description below. Make sure you check out the T3 boxing glove, my personal favorite. And last but not least, bazookatraining.com. Right? That's online curriculum taught by me, but the best part is less than $10 a month, $9.99 US dollars, gets you 4 brand new episodes every single Monday. Home videos, tutorials, sparring drills, bag work. We cover all areas of martial arts for you, and it's a progression. You get to learn all your strikes. You can kind of search what techniques you're looking for, and you can get a full workout. The best part is we have an archive library now of over 250 videos, so enough studying for a long time for you. Pick a video every day, study it, learn it, go back to it once you've learned it, endless learning for you, all right? We'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.